Hello, Chaos Coordinators, and welcome to this week's Finding Calm in the Chaos with Teresa Stone. I am the Blended Mama. You can find me here on YouTube. You can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at the Blended Mama CC on both of those channels. I'm also streaming this into our Chaos Coordinator community on Facebook. So if you're watching me there, hello, friends. I am really excited to be sharing with you today something. It's new for me. I've been wanting to implement this for a little bit and just hadn't gotten to doing it yet. But I'm going to be walking through how to use the Brain Dump Weekly insert. So that is the insert I'm using for my weekly layout this week. I'm just trying it, seeing how things work. I've already started working on some of it because my husband and I just finished up our weekly business call, business chat. I mean, obviously we didn't call each other. I mean, we were sitting on the front porch, but our weekly business chat for our bakery. So sorry, it is hot in my office. I can't figure out if I'm hot or cold, but I am definitely warm. And I dropped my phone off my desk. Anyway, that is life in my house today. It's a little bit chaotic, but anyway, so today I'm going to be showing you the Brain Dump Weekly. We're going to walk through it a little bit together, and you're going to see how I've already got some stuff on the Brain Dump side because there were things that came up as my husband and I were just chatting through what we need to get done for the bakery business, but I also was putting in some of the things that I know that I need to get done for Tula 12 and for life in general. So I've already started on the Brain Dump side, and honestly, it will be something that I will probably continue to add on to today. And then what I'm going to show you is how you can take things from that and move it into, so you basically start with this like big list of all the stuff that's just going on in your head, and you put it into really more of an actionable plan on a day-by-day basis for the week. And some things may need to get carried over into the next week, and that's totally fine. So that is what I am working on. So if you are planning along with me and doing the plan with me, I hope that you have your planner beside you and you're just gonna, start to look at your monthly and evaluate it on the weekly level and make your to-do lists and things like that so that you're ready to get rocking and rolling tomorrow whenever the week starts, right? So let's go ahead and share my desk. So hopefully you guys can kind of see the layout. I am also working to get some different tech so that I can use a different computer or a different camera so that I can look over there. It's just really weird. But anyway, so forgive me with the layout for the moment, but I am looking into some different tech to be able to do things differently and still effectively share the desk without having to do it from my phone. So anyway, it's just, sometimes technology is a little complicated. But anyway, so what I've basically done is I started, and I did use my pretty Pen Gems pen. Somebody asked me recently, what's the big? They are super fun. They're sparkly. This one is the rose gold. I don't remember the name of it, but I have a different one in every planner. They're usually color coordinated with the cover. I really like this rose gold one. So that is in, it was my business planner from last year. And honestly, I'm still kind of in this like weird hybrid, and I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do. I currently have two business planners, and I'm not sure I like it like that. So I am evaluating what I'm going to do. And I also have like two monthlies that are both for my business plus my monthly for my personal. And I'm not wild about it. So, it's always okay to try things different. And if they don't work out, it's okay to change them. So, they were already things I had. So it's not like I was buying new things, but sometimes it's okay to try something new. And if it doesn't work, it's okay to go back to what you were doing before. So know that there is no 100% right answer when it comes to planning methods. And it very much is about finding what works best for you personally, which might be different than what works best for me. I don't know why I just rotated the camera that way, because I need to move this way. All right. So if you haven't seen the Brain Dump Weekly, and by the way, if all you see is weekly planner on your insert, that is what they say. They all say weekly planner, and for all the different layouts. So whenever I have them in my stash. I have to open them to see what they are. But this is the Brain Dump Weekly. So basically it has a notes page on the left, and that's where you do your brain dump. And again, that whole point of that exercise is to just take all the stuff that is just going around you in your head that you know that you need to get done and putting it onto paper. It's not in any kind of format. It's literally just writing them down in whatever is going to jog your memory enough to remember what it was, just getting it onto paper so that you're not having to remind yourself to remember it. Does that make sense? So you're really just getting all the stuff out of your head and putting it onto paper. And then on the opposite side is the weekly. So this is where you have Monday through Friday, and then you do have just one block for the weekend. I will probably divide it up, and I do have my washi handy, so I'll probably use some washi tape. But in each of the weekday blocks, you also have room for your top 3 tasks. So I really like that because it gives you plenty of room to do that. And it is undated. So I did write the date up here, but you could also obviously use stickers for that. Let me see if I have any handy. So again, if you haven't seen my fun little sticker book, I do keep like open stickers in here. And so I'll just kind of flip through and see if I have things that are going to cover what I am looking for. This is like our color coding dots. So if I wanted to go back through this list, I could actually color code which ones are for what, but I will probably just do that as I exchange them onto the other side. And here are the numbers I was looking for. I thought I already had some. Alrighty, so find my little tweezers here. So Monday is the 9th. So we're just gonna pop that. Where do I want to put it? I think I'll do, oh, I didn't mean to let go of that yet. So I'm just gonna pop that right here on the top left of the day. So, and then I'm gonna just keep doing that. I don't always use the tweezers. Sometimes it helps. Sometimes it's more of a hindrance. It really just depends on my mood and also how well my hands are cooperating with me. So I do have some nerve issues that kind of cause, especially when my back is a mess of knots, just causes me to lose some grip strength in my, oh, that's crooked, but that's okay. Just it causes me to lose some grip strength. So sometimes these are not super helpful for me. Alrighty. What I'm going to do for that weekend, I'm going to look down here and see what washi tape I have handy that goes with January. Actually, let's do this. I have a fun one, fun sparkly one even. Let's do that. So I just grabbed a skinny washi tape. Now I also have, and I think it will look nicely. Yeah. So I also have this fun boba washi that I might put over here just to kind of decorate it a little bit. And then I have an X-Acto knife. So you can also just use like a credit card or something. You basically are just wanting something to, I'm just getting a clean edge on here because it was sticking out. The glitter ones don't like to stick back on themselves. So sometimes that end gets, it loses its stickiness. So I'm just going to line that up here and do that across and stick it down. And again, with that glitter one, I like to stick it really well. And then I'm going to just use that X-Acto knife on that line to cut that. And it should pop right off. So now I have a divider for Saturday and Sunday. Alrighty. So you guys are seeing how my brain works or doesn't work on some of this stuff. So just have fun with that. And you're welcome to leave me a comment. Tell me where you're watching from, what you're working on today. If you are planning along with me, I would love to hear what you are working on. Do you have any fun plans for the week? And how are you notating things in your planner? Do you like to color code? Do you use stickers? All that kind of fun stuff. Actually, I need to. So this one I'm going to do just a tad bit differently. And I'm going to just come straight under that washi. There we go. Alrighty. So there we go. We have our week laid out. So what I'm going to do is put the big things. And this was something that was said in church this morning. Let me see if I can find my notes on it. So the kind of story that went along with it was, let me just come back over here, was that it was this concept of you have a jar and you're filling things in it, and you put big rocks in the jar, and the person asked the group the question, is the jar full? And they're like, well, yeah, because they couldn't fit any more big rocks in it. And so the person who was talking says, okay. So then what he does is he dumps more pebbles in it, which are obviously smaller than the big rocks. And then he's like, well, is it full now? And they're like, well, obviously they knew it was a trick question. So they said, no. And what did he put in next? It was like BBs or something. But you could also do maybe like sand or anything smaller, right, than a pebble. So something like, let's just say BBs. So you put the BBs in there. And then he asked, well, is it full now? And they weren't quite sure. And so then he dumped water in, right? And then asked, well, is it full now? And of course, there's probably some scientific way to say, well, no, you could probably do some other things, right? But anyway, the general concept was that you could always add more things in. And so the person asked the group, so what did you learn from this? And one of the group members said, well, you can always fit more things into your schedule, was what he said, or something. Was that what it was? Something like that. And the speaker said back was that something along the lines of, and I didn't write down exactly what he said, but basically, if you didn't make room for the big things first, then you couldn't fit them in later. So yeah, if you don't fit in the big things first, then they will never fit in. So if you had started with pebbles in the jar, you would never be able to fit the big rocks in, right? Because there's no room for them. So the point of it was, make sure you know what your priorities are. And those are the things that you want to plan and schedule out first. And that very much goes into what it is whenever we are planning our schedule. You need to know what your priorities are. And that's what you have to make sure that you have room for before you add in all these filler things, right? Because yes, there are a lot of things that I would like to be doing, but they're not necessarily going to be in line with my goals and my priorities for this year. It's also okay for priorities to shift and change. So just because this month you are maybe spending a little more time on your business per se, that doesn't mean that your family isn't important. And it also doesn't mean that you're wrong for maybe prioritizing it this month. There might be reasons for that. I mean, hello, we got to get ready for taxes, and I hate that. So yes, this month, one of my things on my weekly thing here is 2022 financials, because I need to finish those up. So, sometimes there are legitimate reasons for why priorities shift, and it's okay. That doesn't mean that other things aren't important. It just means that for this moment, this is more important than the other, and that's okay. So anyway, so whenever you are planning out your week and planning out your schedule, make sure that the things that you are putting on your schedule first are your high priority items. Okay, so let's go back to this view. And let's look through my list. So there are some of these are just some to-do list tasks, and I'm not necessarily going to assign them for a specific day, but what I am going to do is come back with these color-coded dots, because there are things that I'm going to need to do, and I want to make sure that I highlight them. So some of these are, especially these bakery items, they are just going to get done whenever I get to them, and hopefully today. So I do need to make a sign to put on our door for when we're hosting private events, because yesterday we had somebody come in, because obviously I don't want to lock the door from a fire safety issue, but I also don't want people walking in on private events. So I need to make a sign that we can put on the door. And my laminator is here. I brought it home. I also need to make a post and reminder about reservations. That's actually going to happen today. And I want to make some signs for our silverware bins, because we have some silverware that we use for our tea and some that we use for normal like brunch. And then I also want to make a new sign for our espresso machine on how to make the various drinks, because the one we have is just starting, it didn't get laminated, and so it has a little water on it. Alrighty, so I am going to bring in some color coding. So the next one that I have on here is I am working the bakery on Saturday. So work at bakery, that's 8 to 2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab a highlighter. Actually, let me grab, we're going to make this pretty. So I have these highlighters. They're fun. They're nice, and they're smaller. I got the pastel ones. I also have the normal color, but I like the pastel. I'm just going to come in and highlight it because I've already done that. All right, so that is, and I did color code whenever I moved it over here. And then I have vision board event on Saturday. And if you are local to me here in Lexington, I would love to have you come visit. And that is at 4 o'clock on Saturday. There are tickets. It's $15. But I would love to have you come hang out with us. So that is on Saturday. So let me just mark that. So basically what I'm doing is once I've moved it over here, I'm just highlighting it so that I know that I have taken care of it somewhere else. Thursday is workshop. That is a big to-do, and that's at 8. So if you are participating in the Building Habits in 2023 workshop, make sure that is on your calendar. If you are not there, you can go to theblendedmama.com/workshops and click on the one for the habit building, and it should take you to the page. It's going to give you all the information, including the group to come hang out with us. So make sure you go ahead and do that. All right, so I also need to do my hostess coaching. So I'm actually going to make that. So if you didn't see, I am using some friction pins. I like them because they are erasable. So I'm just, let's see, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So hostess coach T-3, hostess coach T-2, hostess coach T-1, and I need the hostess coach on the day. Alrighty, so those are just, they're important tasks because I need to make sure that I get those done. So if you've never hosted a workshop with me, for starting about a week prior to your workshop, you will start to get a daily message from me with a small little task to basically help you get the most out of your workshop and your event with your friends. So I do walk you through that. That is something that I offer to all of my hostesses. And it's just, I want you to be successful as a hostess. So I do walk you through some good tips. And sorry, I need a little bit of tea to drink. Alrighty. So that's there. And then we're going to switch over to some purple. Purple is my self-care. And so I am going to put walk, run on all of these, because that is something that my daughter and I are committed to doing. So that is one of my top priorities for Monday to Friday. Okay, so I can mark that off over here. All right, this next one it should not take me long. I'll get this done today, but we closed down our second location of our restaurant, and I just need to delete the Facebook page. So that, somehow that got flipped upside down. So I'm just using the color coding dots. So you can see that all these red ones, these are all bakery items. And I'm not going to put them onto any specific day. They just need to get done. Alrighty, so go over to my gray So I need to pick up Kinsey. And walk dogs. All right, so Kinsey and Kinsey. So we have somebody hanging out with us this weekend. May need to make sure the dogs get taken care of. Alrighty. So I'm gonna mark that. All right, and I need to do some, so I'm gonna fit in some of these next things. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna take a peek. Oh, I need to add, this is Wham at 3:30. All right, and then I have, this is actually another big one, but I mean, it's not, this is a kitchen call at 7. All right, so keep in mind that I do work a day job, basically 7 to 3:30, or since I'm now. Oh, so no, I'm not in Lexington, Kentucky. I'm in Lexington, South Carolina. So not near the University of Kentucky. Yeah, there are 2 Lexingtons. There's probably more than that actually, but those are the 2 I know, but I'm in South Carolina. So what I'm thinking about now is just where am I going to fit some of these in? And some of these are going to happen today. So like this one for Nick's car insurance, I need to move some funds from his account to ours because we do very much enforce responsible children, and he is financially independent whenever it comes to his car. So he needs to pay for his car insurance. So I just need to move that money to my account because obviously I still pay it. He reimburses. Okay, so the rest of this, I just need to figure out where I am going to put them. Alrighty, so Heather's supposed to be getting me some magazines. I don't know why I was writing catalogs. But I'm collecting some magazines for the vision board event. And if you are participating, we are doing on the 20th in our chaos coordinator community, we are doing an online vision board event. So if you're not able to participate in this hands-on, we will kind of walk through how to create a vision board with an online event on the 20th. So make sure that you hang out and find the info for that. Alrighty, but I do need to collect magazines from Heather. Okay, so she's supposed to be doing that, so I can do that here. That's done. I think when Tuesday is going to be mail day. Mostly because Monday I'm not going to be able to get to the post office on time. So Tuesday I should be able to do that. I need to, this is date night. That's always important. All right. And then the kids have union. That's their youth group. But Tuesday I need to work on videos. So that is the workshop. And Tula 12 and 12. So that is something new. Also to be looking for is I'm going to be doing a Tula 12 and 12 event here in our chaos coordinator community. I don't know the exact date yet because I got to get everything lined up. But it will probably be the 23rd is what I'm looking at, which is a Monday. But I'm going to be telling you all about Tula 12 and why you might want to consider the opportunity to be a brand ambassador. So you're going to learn some of the behind the scenes, some of the things that I do that you might not see as just a customer, and then why I love Tula 12 so much, and specifically why I love the Chaos Crew and the Harmony Heroes, which are the teams that I'm part of. So I'm going to be sharing more about that in Tula 12 and 12. So it's going to be 12 separate posts of information that you're going to see. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and you might learn some new things that you didn't know about Tula 12. So stay tuned for some more information on that. That is going to be an exclusive for our Chaos Coordinator community, and I'm really excited about that. So that is what that one is. So let me mark that off. I do need to do this blog post, but I need to do that today. So that one just needs to get a blue dot because it needs to happen sooner rather than later. Alrighty. Thursday is a workshop day, so I'm not going to put anything there. But Friday, and then Thursday I have a VA live at 7, and then Hero Hints at 6, which I may or may not be able to participate in, but I have the information there. So, but that I'm definitely not doing anything extra on Thursday. But Wednesday, I should be able to work on a Weber, which is my email. If you're not getting my emails, hopefully you're going to see a new reason to sign up for my emails. I will be working on a freebie and integration with my website for like a little pop-up. So that is on my to-do list, so I can take those off. So a Weber freebie, a Weber integration, and I can, yes, let's go ahead and do a new newsletter as well, because it's just going to make sense since I'm already hanging out in a Weber to go ahead and do that. And then next Sunday I get to work on 2022 financials. That will also be a plan with me. I may get started on those financials today. It just depends. Bakery business at 2. Kids have fun arts. And I have a Harmony Heroes plan with me at 7:30. Oh, that was the wrong color. And this is why I use the friction pens, because if I totally am writing in the wrong color, I can just change it out. All right, so Harmony Heroes plan with me at 7:30. I do a lot of shorthand acronyms. There are things that I'm going to remember, but other people may or may not. All right, so since Monday, there is some room here between, this will probably be like a 30-minute thing. So I am going to just add pruning plants here. And I might be able to move some of the things up as well. So we're going to see. But basically, that is kind of how you use the brain dump weekly, to take all the things from over here and move it and divide things out to where you're realistically going to be able to accomplish them. Because if you try to put, like if I tried to do all of this on one day, there's no way I could accomplish it all. But if I piecemeal it in and I make sure that I put the important things in there first, the other cool thing, and because I'm obviously doing this with y'all, it's not something I could do right this second. But the other thing that you want to do whenever you're working through this is, if a task is going to take you 5 minutes or less, you go ahead and do it and then mark it off, right? So that's the important thing, is that those quick wins that you can just get off your list, you just go ahead and do them. So some of these are fairly quick. So like whenever I'm going to create these signs, they're not going to be anything super complex, and I'm going to go ahead and make them. I'm going to go ahead and laminate them, and then it's going to be done. I'm just going to mark them off the list. Same for like moving Nick's car insurance money. It's a 5-minute thing. I just need to log into the account and move the money. Anyway, so those quick things, that's part of why I didn't put them over here, is because I'm just going to go ahead and do those today. And hopefully I'm going to get started on some of these others today too. Like I'd really like to have that blog post worked on today, but it might have to wait. But ideally, actually, did I move that at all? I did not. It has a blue. I did say I was going to do that today. So, but yeah, so anyway, so that's basically the general concept. Is you write everything down, you put over the things that you need to move. There might be some things that you just need to acknowledge that, you know what, I'm really freaking stressed, and you need to just write down, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Okay, acknowledge that. And then what can you do to actually fix that or do something about it so that you're not feeling so overwhelmed? For me, having the list and seeing what I need to do and figuring out where it's going to happen and being realistic with myself about what I'm going to actually be able to accomplish this week. Because really some of these might need to get moved on to a to-do later, but a lot of it I should be able to do if I sit down and I actually focus and, concentrate on the task at hand. I should be able to accomplish all of this. And then I'll feel really good because I'm going to check all these things off and I'm going to feel like I accomplished a lot. So that is how the Brain Dump Weekly works. If you have questions about it, I'd be happy to answer them. You can drop them in the comments and I will get back to you. But hopefully you guys will continue to hang out with me here in the Chaos Coordinator community on Facebook. And if you are watching me on YouTube and want to join the conversation on Facebook, you can go to theblendedmama.com and you should see a button that says join the Chaos Coordinator community. Just click that and come on and hang out with us. Okay. Thank you guys for hanging out with me for today's Finding Calm in the Chaos. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. All right. Have a great week.